Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today we're looking at the Corgi collection of the latest James Bond models from Corgi. This I believe was released sometime in 2022 and they're still releasing new cars with Spectre being the latest one. So I've got a bunch of them. I believe I've got the entire collection, and some are actually very rare and very difficult to find. So let's dig deep into them and look at the models one by one. We'll start from the oldest films to the newer ones. So we've got the first one, which is from Goldfinger. This is the Rolls-Royce Phantom 3 that Auric Goldfinger is driving around. He went to Switzerland, and the boxes are all very similar. I like the golden sort of texture on this. It makes it look very luxurious, if you will. And yeah, so let's look at the model. So you obviously is greeted with the text about the car, so if you guys want to pause and read the text, you're free to do so. But this is the remove this. This is the beautiful Phantom 3. Let me remove it. So I haven't, just a disclaimer, I haven't removed any of the cars from the boxes, so they're still tied to the, oops, I'm struggling to do this. There we go. They're still tied to the box. And yeah, here's the model. Let me just get the focus. There we go. And I like how this is. It's beautiful, and you can put it on your office or on the table, on the desk. The details are pretty good, to be honest. The details are pretty darn good. Let's try to zoom in a little bit and see if I can get some details. There we go. So yeah, this is the Rolls-Royce Phantom 3 from Goldfinger. I don't remember if there was the Spirit of Ecstasy in the movie, but I don't know why here it doesn't exist. So anyways, pretty cool model. Put it back in the box. Zoom out. There we go. So just take a final look before we move on to the next one. We now have View Only Liftwise, the Lil Nelly gyrocopter. So this is actually one of my favorites Q gadgets, if you will, from the era of Sean Connery. I think this is a really nice car. And I love You Only Live Twice. It's actually my favorite Connery movie. Connery movie. And yeah, so without further ado, let's look at the model. Again, I will pause at the text, so if you guys want to read this, free to do so. The plastic. And yeah, this, to be honest, is done really well. Just again, remove it from the there we go. And to be honest, just looking at it, I get goosebumps. I think these are like additional pieces for the rockets. The only thing with this box, by the way, is it's a bit flimsy. So it looks very luxurious, but it is a bit flimsy, and sometimes I just want to have it sit up, and it does actually quite fall down. So yeah, anyways. This is Little Nelly. The details are great on this. Let's zoom in. You've got the registration number on the back. I do have to untie this to sort of get the full effect, but I'll leave it as is for now. The instruments, really cool details, really cool details. Yeah, I am shooting this on a 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro, so if you guys are wondering, it's okay. As you can see, sometimes I do struggle with the focus, but anyways, let's move on to the next one. This one. This is actually a bit rare to find, so you don't really find this in a lot of the online stores. This is the DBS from On Her Majesty's Secret Service, George Lazenby's only movie. Again, the box is very similar to all the rest, but I do like the finish, the gold texture finish here. So yeah, so again, you're happy to pause whenever you guys want to read this. But yeah, let's look without further ado at the actual model. Let's remove it. Oops, this is, I feel like it's not as secure as the other ones. Oops. Oh, box is broken, but anyways, let's do the 2x zoom. And yeah, the details are great. Look at the seats and the texture on the seats. This is a beautiful example. Obviously, I like On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's one of the all-time greats. There's no, even if you're not a fan of Lazenby, OHMSS is one of the greats of all time, of all the James Bond movies. And yeah, obviously with the Corgi models, there's no dynamism to it, so nothing really opens or closes, just a fixed model. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Put this back in. Now we've got the infamous Lotus submarine from The Spy Who Loved Me. Roger Moore, this was his 3rd edition, 1977. Again, box is all the same, but as you can see here, there's a distinction because there is a Lotus stamp on this box. So yeah, let's look at the model. Again, you guys are free to pause and read the text. Let's remove this. And yeah. Let's remove this. Oh, I didn't know this came with this. I believe these are the fire rockets. I don't know. Anyways, so have a look at the model. Let me zoom in again. The details on the Corgi models are brilliant. Look at the propellers and you know, it's just got the, it's beautiful, the text. This is actually a very, very nice example. Yeah, it's quite cool. It's quite cool. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. By the way, guys, if you are interested in like looking at one particular model, I'm happy to create a separate video just looking at one model, so do drop a comment below and I'll happy to do that. We now move on to For Your Eyes Only. This is, I believe, 1981. This is probably the 5th movie that Moore did. Sir Roger Moore. Again, look at the back. This does have, again, the Lotus stamp and an official licensed product. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, so without further ado, let's open the box. Again, have to read the text. The plastic. And let's look at the model. I will zoom in again, 2x. Okay. So I watched For Your Eyes Only a couple of weeks ago, and I realized, I started remembering that there were 2 Lotus cars in the movies. There was a white one with red stripes that you know showed up in the beginning of the movie ish, and then there was this one which was in the ski scenes, if you will. Very nice model. And here, I think this is the only model with Corgi where, so far, from what we've seen so far, where the interior is not black. So again, the details are immaculately good. I mean, look at the, yeah, I mean, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like this car. I really do like it. And the movie is great as well. So, anyways, let's move on to the next one. Do this. So like I mentioned earlier, there are still a lot of, as you could probably tell by now, there are a few gaps in the movies. There isn't a Corgi model for every movie, but I'm guessing with time they're going to release more and more. So this is a funny one. Obviously, I love GoldenEye. It's one of the great movies, Bond movies of all time. Pierce Brosnan, first edition, 1995. But I'm surprised. Oh, this has a licensed BMW product, which is cool. Yeah. Anyways, so but the Z3 is an okay car. It was nice at the time, but I don't really. It's not one of my favorite Bond cars, of course. Again, happy to pause for you guys to read this. Let's remove the plastic and let's look at the model close up. Again, there isn't much here. Zoom in. Yeah, again, the details are beautiful. Focus, there we go. Let's zoom in even further to look at the details of the interior. Struggle with the focus on the camera. Yeah, it's nice. It is nice. Anyways, it's not really. I don't remember if it had any gadgets. I think it was, very minimal gadgets. Yeah. Anyways, on to the next one. This is probably one of my favorite models in the whole series. In the series of the Corgi collection, not James Bond. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan, and most of us did, probably. Again, you've got the BMW licensed sort of sticker, which is really cool. But this car is iconic. Let's do the text first. If you guys want to pose again, let's remove the plastic. And let's look at the model. Okay, so let's talk about the 7 Series in general and Tomorrow Never Dies. I love the movie. It's to me, it's the peak of the 90s, 97, and the gadgets are at the best. Q, it was his last proper performance before he sort of shied away and The World Is Not Enough. It's a bit dusty anyways. Apologies for that. But to be honest, this is one of my favorite Bond movies and one of my favorite Bond gadget vehicles. But I'm very disappointed by Corgi because I feel like for the other models, they really put effort to sort of, get the details right. And I feel like for this one, the details are a bit off. It looks, the fact that I can't see inside, like they're tinted, the windows are tinted, it looks a bit cheap. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like they haven't gotten the lines properly. They could have done a better job. Obviously, you can still see the interior from here, which I don't understand why they just blocked out the windows on the side and the back. And even the details on the hand, they could have done a better job. They could have done a better job. Again, this is a very difficult model to find by Corgi from this edition, this set of Corgi models, but luckily I found it a couple of months ago and I snatched it up immediately. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So this is an interesting one. This is probably the rarest model I have part of this Corgi collection. They're almost impossible to find online, and if I dare you guys to go online and look for it, you're almost not going to find it. Again, same details, Aston Martin does have a sort of stamp here. But yeah, this is obviously just a standard DB5 that was shot when Bond was in the Bahamas. So let's look inside. So this is the only proper DB5 in this Corgi collection. So it's part of the Casino Royale, but I mean, it's just a standard DB5. Again, happy to pose. Alex Dimitris. Anyways, plastic. And let's look into the model itself. This is a beautiful DB5. Left-hand drive, so this is not BMT 216A. This is 56626 of the Bahamas. But still, beautiful car, beautiful example of the DB5. I believe this does not have the gadgets. So as you can see, in DB5 and Skyfall and a couple of cars that used, and well, I think GoldenEye with the original DB5, you had the screen that came up, the protector screen, and you could usually see the line here. With this you can, so this is a very purely standard DB5 from that era. There are a lot of DB5 videos, so I'm not going to really go into much detail for this model, but it is very, very, very rare and very difficult to find online or anywhere actually. So yeah, next one. Quantum of Solace. I actually like the movie. I think it was mediocrely good. I don't know if that's even a word, but that's how I would put it. Again, DB5 stamp. The Aston Martin stamp. Official licensed product. Let's open the box. Okay, you guys want to pose for the text? There we go. This is obviously this was carried over from Casino Royale and was used in the beginning of the movie. Oops. As you can see, Corgi, when their quality control is not entirely the best. So this was unscrewed. I did not unscrew this. But anyways, let's leave it. I'll deal with that later on. Let's zoom in. Nice details on this. It's one of the better ones. So definitely not like the BMW 7 Series from Tomorrow Never Dies. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. This is too zoomed in. Get the focus right. Here we go. So it's a nice model. It's a nice model to have. Yeah, pretty much it. So this is not. Wait, I'm confused because Casino Royale's DB5 was a right-hand drive. I don't remember if Quantum's DB5 was left-hand drive. I guess it was because I'm sure that Corgi wouldn't get it wrong. But yeah, anyways, let's move over to the next one. Put it back in. And yeah. This is Spectre. This is the latest model that was released, I think, a month ago in the UK. And in the US, I believe it's coming to your stores next month, November 2025. Anyways, the usual. The official licensed product. Let's look inside. Okay. Again, gonna pause for the text. I actually liked Spectre for what it was. Thought it was a decent movie. I have an issue with the Craig era where it's too much personal vendetta, and I'm not really not interested in Bond's personal vendetta. I'm here to watch him run his missions and basically save His Majesty's government, if you will. Anyways, details are okay in this, not the better ones. could have been better. I've seen better on, for example, the DB5. The DBS from Quantum of Solace had better details. This is very similar to Tomorrow Never Dies vehicle. I mean, the details on that. There is a tape on this. I'm not sure if the doors actually open up, but oh, they do. Do they? I think they do. So, well, I'm not going to remove the tape now, but I guess with this model, because it's the newer one, I think Corgi now started adding some dynamic touches to the models. So yeah, again, standard, sort of good detail, as you can see here. Yeah, the springs and whatnot. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I think let's just zoom in one more time. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's move over to the next one. Put it back. So this to me is not No Time to Die. This is The Living Daylights. But, well, they haven't made one for The Living Daylights, but this is the V8 Vantage from The Living Daylights. That was used in No Time to Die. Again, licensed product. Okay. I will have you guys pause here. Again, it does mention The Living Daylights, so I appreciate that. And by the way, Timothy Dalton is my favorite James Bond, so guys, hit the comment section below and let's discuss that. Anyways, beautiful car. I saw it recently in Mayfair. I was walking around and I saw this, a very similar color, and it's just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, the details are nice. They're okay. Again, not one of the better detailed Corgi models here in this collection, but they're okay. They are generally okay. Again, as you can see, the quality control is not the best. So I really have to hold it in a weird way. But the details inside and the textures of the seats are nice. The laser beam on the rim shows cool. That's cool. But yeah. So this is the V8 Vantage. Ugh, I'm struggling with the focus on this iPhone. Let's move over to the last one. Sorry, there's two more. This is the DB5 from No Time to Die. So again, licensed product by Aston Martin. As you can see here, I've actually received it like that, and it's probably quality control from Corgi. It's not from the shipping company or whatever. Hornaby Hobbies. I keep saying Corgi, so well. Anyways, boom. Just want to pause. Okay, let's remove this. Let's have a look at this model. It's one of the nicer detailed ones, to be honest. This does look like a sticker. Thought they could have done a better job there. There's no feel to it as well. So yeah, but otherwise, the details on the body itself is pretty nice. On the guns, yeah, it's cool. My least favorite Bond movie of all time is No Time to Die. I absolutely dislike it. You don't kill James Bond. Let's just put it that way. You do not kill James Bond. Oh. I don't see the reflector. I don't know. Maybe they've missed that detail, or I'm not sure if No Time to Die did not have that, but you've got the ejector seat sort of position. But yeah, the details are okay on this one. They're nice. They are nice. Yeah, overall a nice product. Now we'll move over to the final model in the collection. Okay, so this is the Q glider. I have no idea why was a specific model created for this. I don't believe it deserved. I don't even remember what scene it was in the movie. So I don't know. Just, but I had to buy it because it is part of the collection. So yeah, I'll pause again. Okay, maybe we can read here. Okay, well, anyways, let's remove the plastics a bit. Ooh, okay, what's this? Corgi, cute lighter. Put these aside, all the plastic, and oh, this has a different. Again, this is one of the newer ones that were released, because it's just, if I run you through the entire collection, I believe they've been released since 2022, so since the 60th anniversary of James Bond. So yeah, let's pull this out actually. Oh, nice, that's nice. Oh, I wish the rest were like this as well, where it's so easy to plug. Yeah, the details are nice on this, and I guess I could open the wings, and yeah, well, I have to unscrew it, I guess. But anyways, not gonna waste my time doing that, but details are nice on this. Again, it took me a few minutes to remember what scene this was in the movie, but I don't think it had such a big impact, so I don't understand why they've created a model. But anyways, I don't remember the presence was strong enough for a model on its own, and I don't think anyone really spoke about the Q glider from No Time to Die. But well, it is what it is. This back, and yeah, Q glider. So let me just pull up all the models and put them here, so we can just sort of give it our final sort of feedback. Okay, so I've got all of them here. They are 13 models, I believe. So yeah, if I were to rank, my favorite one will be this, the Lil Nelly from You Only Live Twice. And to me, this is my favorite Connery movie. It's just so epic. They went to Japan. The story itself is just brilliant, and yeah, I love it. Anyways, You Only Live Twice. The bottle is beautiful, and yeah, that's my favorite. If we move over to the next one, and by the way, this is a good thumbnail shot, so this is probably the thumbnail that you guys see. My next favorite model would have to be, I think I would have to go with this, the Lotus Submarine from The Spy Who Loved Me. And then it would be the DBS from Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then it would be the Lotus from For Your Eyes Only. And then probably the Z3 from GoldenEye, although to me this is a standard car, but they've done the model really well. Then this has to be on the top. I just love it. 7 Series from Tomorrow Never Dies. And then perhaps I would go with the Goldfinger, Rolls-Royce Phantom 3. And then maybe the DB5 from Casino Royale. It is a DB5, so it has to be in the top. And then the V8 Vantage from The Living Daylights. DB10 from Spectre. Actually, this is a nice view of the car. And then the DBS from Quantum of Solace. And then the DB5 from No Time to Die. And finally, the irrelevant Q glider from No Time to Die. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. I do have a lot of more James Bond stuff. I've got a huge collection with a lot of props, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, you name it. So if you guys are interested in looking at those, I'm happy to do another video. I've also got the entire Funko Pop collections. I'm happy to do a review on that as well. Do hit the like button. If I get 1,000 likes on this video, I will do the next one, just because at least it's going to be worth my while, and I know that you guys are appreciating it. Actually, 1,000 likes is a bit much. Maybe 100 likes is more like it. Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I know this is, you probably didn't expect to see this on this channel because I do flight reviews and other stuff, but I do love James Bond, so I do a bit of everything. And yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, support me, and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again very soon.